And people might think, oh, that's a bit overprotective, but I just don't think you could ever be too overprotective with your kids, especially in this day and age. There's so many things that are going on in the world, and there's so many people that have access to the internet and the dark web and things like that kids sometimes get themselves tied up in. And then that's the whole route of them being groomed by men or groomed by women, because I'm not saying that it's just men that groom kids. Women have done it before as well. We've seen many stories, but like it's just wild that
Again,
happens.
back to that guy that was sat at the bus stop dressed in school uniform. Back to that again.
That is to me the weirdest thing. I just think, like, what in the world do we actually...
See, I would say in the last 12 months, I've had an email from my son's school saying that there's men being weird outside the school and think, oh, yeah. So it's just... I don't think we realise how many weird people are out there, how many people have got mental health problems, how many people have generally born with these problems and they're
psychiatric problems, really, in my opinion. It's not really like more than mental. It's more that they're actually fucked. The fact that they've got an interest in kids, firstly, in my opinion, is absolutely fucking weird as anything. I think, like, what in the fuck?
There is people out there as much as we think there isn't. There's so many. Like, you really don't know.
No, I don't.
Now, this is a story that obviously I remember when me and my sister, I'd say I was about 13. So my sister, she's 4 years younger. So 8. About 9, my sister would have been. I was about 13. And I'll never, ever forget, we was playing in the bedroom with our toys. And my sister went, Laura, look in his garden. So this was a neighbour who used to always give us sweets and, he was in his shed doing...
Oh!
So my sister shouted my mum straight away, get away from the window. She went straight round to the house. Oh, the wife were mortified. They moved about a month later.
You know what, though, right? Yeah. You say, oh, they moved. Where the fuck have they moved this man?
I don't
and
care.
Why is he still in society?
But
I
know. Well, you don't know what they're up to, do you? But like, as soon as we seen that was like...
You think about it, the fact they've moved him. Moved him where? They could have moved him to another area where there's a school. They could have moved him on a street where there's loads of kids. Like,
yeah, but that's like saying it's like paedophiles. They come out of jail. They get given a house.
Yeah.
Where there might be a kid living on the street.
I just don't think that's right. I think that on that sketch, I think that if you are literally known as a paedophile or you are...
Should be a mansion somewhere for a load of them, shouldn't they?
Mansion? Not a mansion. There should be a hole in the
house.
floor. Not a big fucking house at all. Don't give them luxury. You give them a big ditch in the floor. And what you do is when you just put one in the bottom and you just shove loads of mud on top of them until they literally can't breathe. And then you put another one in and you put more mud over the top of that one.
What I mean is, but they can't do that, can they? But
do you know those big things in the middle of like them rivers and they've just got like a big plug hole with all the water goes down?
Yeah,
just throw every fucking one of the dirty cunts in there. Every one of them. I'm really riled because it actually makes me sick.
What I mean is, like, when they come out of prison, fair enough they've done the time or whatever, they should have to go into not a prison as such, but they're literally like a prison, but they get a tiny little bit more leeway instead of them putting him on, like, in public.
Put him on the fucking electric chair and I willingly watch it publicly.
Yeah, I know.
Public
I agree.
fucking hand.
I'm saying, like, instead of them coming onto like normal streets and that, be able to walk in as they willy-nilly, they shouldn't be allowed to do that once they've left prison.
Yeah, it should be a gated community called Nonsville. That's what it should be called.
Domestic violence. That's another thing.
I've never been through it, so obviously I can't comment, but I know that there's someone that has been through it. So they used to like throw plant pots, smash things against their heads, like when they've not got certain items, like tobacco, they've run out of that or something, and because that person's not gone and got them some more tobacco, they've then gone absolutely wild, hanging out of like balcony windows at the top, screaming, telling everyone that they've been person. And yeah, trust me, like, the problem is that the female was telling the male that if the male left this female, that this female was going to really hurt herself. So then he had that then on his shoulders. Like, how'd you cope? Do you know what I mean? What the fuck? So he obviously didn't leave. That's why he didn't leave.
Well, this is what people don't realise. Like, they think, oh, you're going to speak to someone, do you know what I mean? But sometimes people are just scared. Obviously, they get threatened to be able to have something done to them. I was in, not a domestic relationship, but I met a guy in the time when again, I was young. I was only 19 and I was drinking, and the father of my child obviously left, and I had postnatal depression, and I was just in a bit of a bad run, if you like. And when my son used to go to weekend, first thing I'd do straight away, obviously, because I'd been through that much, that was my coping mechanism. Is that the right word?
Coping mechanism, yeah.
Yeah. That was good for me. But then one night I was at a friend's and we all had a little drink and stuff. We was all drinking. And then I said to him, I'm going to go home on my own tonight. Now, he didn't used to live with me. I used to live in his own flat and I used to live in mine. So I've gone. I thought he was still in the house. Anyway, I'm walking. I could hear these footprints behind me. I thought, he's following me. Now, I didn't like him as it was when he drank. Never mind drinking whiskey. And that night, he had a full bottle of whiskey in half an hour. Easy. Full bottle, gone. So I just wanted to go home on my own. All I remember is opening my front door and then the door going boom because he was behind me and wanted to get in. So I've tried to scutter in and tried to stop him from getting in. He got in. Then I've had a porch. So then I've got through the next door. I've tried to like sit behind the door. He still got in. As soon as he got in, that was it. Just started laying into me. Just absolutely battered me. Like, all I remember is like bits and bats of it because it was just so bad. I remember I was there. So this started about 12:30, 1 in the morning. I remember it got to about 4 in the morning and I'm sat on the sofa full of blood, you can imagine. I was an absolute state. And I looked, so where I had like a sofa like this and I had a conservatory and you look straight through and all I could see was my keys in my back door. Now, bear in mind, he locked all my front door. He took my phone, I didn't have anything. Basically kept me hostage. I waited for the opportunity. We were falling asleep, so I just got up and I legged it to the back door. I ran outside. I screamed for my neighbour. I screamed. No one heard me. As I've gone to jump over the fence, all I remember going, bang, he's yanked me back that much. All I heard, it was like a glass bottle had cracked. It was the most horriblest. Anyway, he's whacking me head off the concrete, throwing me around garden. How no neighbours had heard any of this, till this day I do not know. I think people just don't want to get involved, to be quite honest with you, which is not a nice thing. So then he's took me back inside, locked all the doors and windows, and I've just legged it upstairs at this point, put my bed behind the door, stopped him from coming in. A few hours had passed. Then he was come in, barged in way through the door, started saying weird things like he's been burning himself because he's hurt me. I didn't understand what he was going on about. Anyway, he's dragged me down the stairs, gone in my living room. My full living room floor is full of tea light candles. Now, and I mean, you couldn't get in. It was just full. It's like, look what I've done. Pulled his top up. He'd been laying over all the tea light candles and burning himself. Straight away, my head thought, I'm going to get killed. Generally, I'm going to get killed. The guy's going to kill me.
Fucking hell.
So anyway, I've just gone straight back upstairs. Obviously, at this point, I'm shaking now. I'm getting to the point and I'm looking out my window now. I'm waiting for someone to walk past. Bear in mind, it's like 5, 6 in the morning. No one's coming past, you know what I mean? Anyway, I snuck back downstairs. He was out of it. Absolutely out of it on the sofa. This was my opportunity then. Where's my phone? So I'm looking around the house, tiptoeing around the house. I found my phone in my boot. So I rang my mate. I can't be on the phone. He took me all night. You need to just come now. Ring the police when you're on the way. She's like, what? I said, just do it. I need to turn the phone off. So I've turned the phone back off, put it back in the boot, and gone back upstairs. Next minute I've heard on door. My friend was stood at the front door. He literally got up, walked to the front door, opened the door. You're right, said the name, as if nothing had happened. How are you? Walked out the door and he'd gone. I don't remember anything. My friend said she walked in and I just fainted in her arms. I've only ever fainted twice in my whole life. One when I was pregnant and one with that. All I remember is waking up to my mate crying her eyes out. Obviously, she must have just seen the state of me. My instinct, I don't know what it was. Someone was telling me, he's gone to your friend's house where he was last night. My friend, literally, where my house was here, there was like a road across the road. And she lived like, like a green. They don't think they really have much anymore, where it's just like a patch of grass and they have houses round it. So I've ran over there and he stood in the garden, laughing and joking. Gives a beer to my mate and that. I've walked round the corner, my mate just screamed, "What the fuck has happened to you?" I said, he's done that. My friend's husband come out and just absolutely, you can imagine. Then the police had come and give him all my statement and that. He got away with it. There was no proof. Even though I had pictures of me black and blue.
That's the problem.
The only thing he got done for, obviously I know now he was just that tapped in the head. He kept coming back to my house after he'd done what he'd done and like screaming outside my house. My kid's in there. Bear in mind, I didn't even know this guy when I'd had my son. Never mind, like he was just waiting that my son was in. Anyway, so I had to keep ringing the police. So he literally got 3 months in prison for harassment for everything that he did to me.
That's it.
That is it. But what annoys me the most is when you get women out there that ring the police and go, this guy just hit me. Don't fucking lie. Because do you know how vile that is? You're not only fucking your own head up by doing that and lying, you're only going to mess that guy's head up, woman's head up, whatever. That's going to ruin them, that.
Mm-hmm.
They're then going to prison.
Yeah.
It's just think about what you're doing and think about, like...
There's a lot of people
what
that
you're
do lie,
saying.
yeah.
I'm going to say a story now, and whether I get in trouble or not, I don't know. I'm not going to say names of stuff, but I know someone that's very close to me, and they've been in and out of prison. They've done the time. They've done silly things over the time. They've then come out of prison and really sorted their head out. They've got a little daughter. And every time they used to go to prison, this girl that he was with cheated on him. And he was that besotted over her because he's had a kid and that with her. He forgived her and kept getting back with her. Over time, we noticed that his bank balance were just going lower and lower. He worked. And we was like, where's the money going? Obviously, we're constantly giving it her, paying her car insurance, paying for her bills, paying, you name it. Absolutely rinsed him dry, she did. Presents left, right and centre. You name it. So, and bear in mind, he didn't really take drugs. Smoke kind of who doesn't these days. But yeah, she was a bit more. Time had passed, and over time, she is mentally trained him that much and hurt him that much that one day he's gone to see her, and she obviously didn't want him there because she's got another little bit on the side due to turn up. She's made him get that angry where he's actually physically hurt himself, and he's now gone to prison because she's made up all these lies. Oh, my hairs are sticking up and everything, but she's made all these lies up about him and took what she's wanted out of him and done what she's needed to do. So he's now lost 2 years of his life for something that he never did because of how she's made it out to be. Turned around that he'd never give money for his kid. There's thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds of bank transfers where he's sent her money and paid for this, paid for that, done this, done that. So then we've gone to court, if you like. She turns up with a new fella. It was only a week before that she was still with the person that I'm talking about. But This is what I'm saying. It's just so dangerous. Just always protect yourself. Don't ever let yourself get in that state, because now I won't see that person for 2 years, and it's heartbreaking because they've done the naughty things that they've done. They did the time. They realised that, they was only young, you know what I mean? They realised they shouldn't have been doing them things. Started to get his life back on track. Boomf.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just a very scary world.
Yeah, you can fuck someone's life up easily.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that goes around on the TikTok scene. I don't know if you think the same, but yeah, people throw around the fact that people are nonces and rapists and that they've fiddled with kids and this, that, and the other, just for the fun of it, basically, to ruin someone's reputation or to bring someone down. So I don't know whether these people are actually these things that people have said, because you just have to take everything at the minute with a pinch of salt. Half the shit you see online is either AI or something that's been made up by somebody else. So,
well, what have we just been through recently? We had a friend on TikTok, didn't we? And there was a very big heart me level in my life. I was in their life, and we've known them for quite a long time. over the years, obviously Josh has not been fully knowing this person for as long as I have. But back, I'd say 2 years ago, me and my other friend got told a lot of information on this person. So obviously we looked into it, we asked the person, we then got told what we told and we left it at that. Now another year's passed, a lot more stuff now has come to light, hasn't it? So what we did, well, actually Josh's idea, to be honest, and it was actually a brilliant idea, to be quite honest, because I would never do this. I'm a soft ass. I'm going to let you speak now, because I am a soft ass.
See, but don't forget, the reason that you let this person kind of just, I won't say get away with it, because it's in the past, innit? And like I
Didn't want to believe it.
Yeah, and it's just you don't want to believe stuff like that. And at the same time, that's what I'm saying. You take things with a pinch of salt, because we don't know this person or their past with respect. We just know them from a screen.
We don't even know if any of it's true. So what Josh said to do was block him. Absolutely block him. This person had my number. I've known this person for 3 years. I've not had one message, not one contact, nothing.
And that, to me, proves that whatever has been said about this person has got to be at least a little bit more true than it isn't. Because
and there was never real friends.
And if it wasn't true, they would do everything in their power to make sure that you were aware that it wasn't true. This is the problem, that person just wasn't honest. You asked that person numerous times, question after question after question, and the questions were never being answered. Yeah. And it was so strange. And like the fact that you would send this person a message, they'd not respond to that message, but then the next morning it would be happily in your life having a lovely conversation with everyone. So you have been on your phone, so you could have replied to that message. So it was just very sly, and I don't think that having that kind of person around us kind of people, because we are so against what we...
Just trust no one. Trust no one. And another thing, back to TikTok, like trust no one on there again. I got very friendly. Well, we got very friendly with quite a group of people. Now, we all got very, very close. They come to our home. We went and did things together. A lot. We got very close. We were very good friends.
Yeah.
And then they turned on us. And it was all down to jealousy. Without going into too much, because people get so affected.
Well, you get warnings all the time anyway, don't you? So fuck it, we can't get warnings on YouTube. Fuck it.
But I've had people come to my home address.
So like, this person literally pulled up to near enough her house, but she didn't actually come right up, did she? But
she didn't come on her own either. She come with loads of people in a car, which is just crazy.
That's fucked in itself. But yeah, you just have to just be so careful who you do involve yourself with in any way, shape or form, because you honestly do not know anybody. The problem is with the people that you see on TikTok, you only see them through the screen. You don't actually know when they turn that live off, you don't know what character they're actually like perceiving behind the screen. You know that whole saying, you just don't know what's going on behind closed doors? It's the same with live streaming. You just 100%. Can't trust people when it's through a screen, through a camera, through the other side. This is why we met up with that said person as well, didn't we? Because we thought if we met this person in person, going back to the other person we were just speaking about beforehand, we met that person with another few people as well. It weren't just that said person, was it?
That was crazy, wasn't it?
Yeah, like literally to the point where the person we're on about got into someone else's vehicle and...
Well, we drove 2 hours to get there, didn't we? And we were starving. We didn't eat or anything. And then they were messing about like where they were and that, so we'd taken the piss with that. Then we finally had something to eat, but they was just...
They were already pissed when we got there, because don't forget, you picked them up on a corner and we had to drive a certain place as well. They got in the car absolutely reeking, and I'm all for having a few bevs, but these people, like,
then he got in our friend's van dinner.
Literally, right? So this person's van was just unlocked. He was just about to go home in this van, and his keys were in the ignition, and he got out the side of the van and give you a cuddle and said, "Try," and then come and give me one and said, "Try, mate, we'll see you again, X, Y, and Z." Next minute, we fucking know this other person... Oh, God.
He's in the driver's
We just see this van moving backwards. And I was like, oh, my God, what? I was like, bro, your fucking van? I thought at first he literally left the handbrake off and it just started rolling back. Oh, no. Oh, Oh no! Oh no! It was like fucking Grand National in a van. I swear down, we absolutely shit our pants. And yeah, honestly, it's just
It
that
was
kind
so
of.
close, like that close to the car, then that close to the bush. I think at one point, I think he did actually
He
hit
scraped
the
the
bush.
bush. Yeah, he
Yeah.
did. He did have a scrape
But
of that
like, who
bush.
does that? And I wouldn't mind. Like, our friend as well has spent so much money on this van.
Yeah, it's a camper in it. So it's like his home, realistically. And he's got this dickhead fucking ragging it around the car park. So yeah, you just have to just be so careful who you trust and who you.
No one,
Yeah.
literally no one. But yeah, good chat. I think we got a few things in there. If anyone has been triggered from anything we've spoke about today, drop us a text message, drop us an inbox on the Say Summit account. There is so many ways of contacting us. I can't stress enough, and I know you keep hearing me say it, guys. Please communicate with us. When you are watching our videos, we can see the views, but not many of you are liking the videos. Please like the videos. Please put the comments, mainly the likes and the comments, the communication that we need, because your comments are helping us. Please go up and subscribe. Get subscribing, guys. Again, I can't stress, do not subscribe unless you are going to watch the videos. We do not want subscribers that are not going to watch the videos.
If there's any delays on any of the videos, it's not because we've delayed them. It's because there's, for instance, maybe a problem with like uploading for YouTube. YouTube sometimes becomes a bit temperamental. CapCut itself sometimes just takes forever.
It's a dickhead. It's really a dickhead.
Don't know why. It's just a nightmare. So obviously, if there's any ever delays with any of our episodes on anything, we apologize in advance. We are still quite new to the whole thing.
Yeah.
And we're just excited to just show you some more shit. So we're just hoping that you've enjoyed all of our previous episodes up until this point.
Yep.
But yeah,
Say
say
something.
something.
We're dying to do that.